as we start these GCCs in India, the Global Capability Centers, I think we as a team need to be very clear about the sort of roles that need to come into India. And I believe whoever's sitting at the head of the house needs to have a seat at the table, and many more in that, in the organization. Because that's when, if you look at those stats, they're actually abysmally bad. And I think it's for us to kind of see how we improve, right? 3,000 GCCs, 6,000 plus decision-making roles. I think we can do a lot better with the sort of talent that we have in the country. Are we challenging ourselves enough is a big question that we need to ask ourselves constantly. I think the second one, the power in this room is huge. We talked about patents and a lot of things in the conversations today, but do we collaborate enough with each other, across the industry? I think the answer is a big no. We do talk to some of the hyperscalers, but not all of us talking to each other to see how we can improve what we have, or, invite each other to kind of have these conversations, at least across similar industries. So I really think there's a lot that we need to do. I mean, it's not enough for us to talk about patents. And again, I don't want to sound negative, but this is reality. I mean, in JP Morgan, 25% of global patents actually went from India. The big question would be, how many of these patents have actually been monetized? The answer is very, 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 very low numbers, right? And I think that's where lies the problem for all of us to think about. There's just so much happening here, but I don't think we're actually moving the needle too much across the globe. And that's what we need to, think about as to how we do that. Innovation and unlocking capability. We keep talking about a lot of new things that we can do, we want to do. And I think there's a lot of product development by 2030. I think that'll happen out of India. But again, as I said, we constantly need to have an eye on, revenue, and are we moving that enough? Do we have enough product owners from India? Do we have enough leaders of verticals from India? The big answer all the time that you get from whatever is called HQ in big capital letters is you can't have some of those roles done from India. You're not close enough to the market. But I would believe for every sector, whether it's healthcare, whether it's banking, whether it is, automobile or whatever else, this is one of the largest markets, right? I mean, in terms of an understanding of a product is extremely high in this market. And if you can't have those roles in India, where else can you? So I think all of us are not challenging ourselves and the organizations enough to bring those roles into India. That's my big take, and I think when you do that, you do get some of those roles, right? And to just talk about the story in banking, I mean, I've seen organizations like HSBC, JP Morgan, and now Lloyds. I know JP's taken, about 15, 20 years to bring in some product and meaningful roles to the country. But in Lloyds, we're doing that much faster. And I'm sure, the next generation of companies that come in, there's probably going to be a lot more focus there. And, with the number of AI engineers or whatever that we're going to produce from this country, there's probably a lot of that needle that will be moved. But I think it's a constant question that we need to have with our respective teams and constantly ask for, are we doing, enough there? I'll give you a small story about, what we are trying to do about digital identity, for instance. I mean, staying on the theme of innovation. The UK doesn't have a concept of a digital ID like Aadhaar. They're now talking about a government wallet. And we've moved the needle so much in this country. And, we actually had Nandan, I think we've invited him to speak to our board sometime soon, where, we talk about what we've done around Aadhaar and the magnitude of Aadhaar, right? Whether it is for pensions, whether it's for, KYC or whatever else. So there's just, the example was to just say that there's so much to learn from what we are doing in this country back into our parent organizations. And I think we should have a lot of that path opened. Indian engineers, I think Manu talked about that, right? If there is a problem thrown at us, I've always seen people here saying, yes, we can solve it. And I think that's a great attitude that we have. working over weekends, working on trying to reduce the time for development. I think, again, that happens big time with the engineers that we have here. So I think we do have the right mindset with the people that we hire. It's just about, are we connecting all the dots together? Another big, I think another thing that we need to talk about is this beast that we've created around compensation, right? People keep moving companies. And if I look around the room across all our companies, I think a lot of people would have moved because, there's a small additional dollar that another competitor, which is one of us potentially, is paying them. So I think we need to see how we break that myth so that we have people staying in organizations, because that longevity helps to build a product and to improve on a product, so that, at some point in time, at a key point in your development cycle, you realize that you lose the big guy because somebody else has hired him or her. And then you go back a couple of months or whatever, and you're reworking through your schedules. So I think, we probably need to look at solving some of these problems where compensation is not the only driver. It's probably a lot of, around technical work and what can be done. It's about how do we collaborate as organizations to ensure we're helping each other through this process. Because 2030, we can keep talking about 2030 and everything that we can do in this country, all the patents that we can probably generate. But I think in terms of how we need to do that and how we need to learn from each other is probably a big thing. And how do we need to set up these organizations so that they're really, really having those seats, and those are the roles that come in first into this country, and it's never a bottom out, build out of the GCC, because I think that takes way, way long, to succeed, right? And I know Lalit's created this great organization, and every time I look at Target, I feel very good about the way they've built it out, the sort of roles that they have in India, what they've done, and how they've moved, and I think the growth of any, I know you're kind of, you're probably really sticking to the time window, but all I wanted to leave you with is innovation does happen when we have the right mindset. We really think about moving that needle, and we believe much of that can be done from India, and we need to challenge our engineers enough, because just an engineering degree is probably not enough. And with AI coming, somebody was recently telling me there'll be a lot more focus on PhDs and guys that have done research. I think we as organizations need to sponsor some of that as well, I think, for true innovation to happen, because we don't do enough of that. There's not too much of, the academia industry collaboration that is happening. And if we don't do that too much and create that ecosystem in India, we will not be able to grow to, 100 billion or 150 billion as a GCC market that we want to be. And if that's where, that's the North Star, then I think we really need to do a lot of these, little things much better than we are. So, well, lots of points to think about and ponder, but that's about all I had. I think everybody, conveyed much of the good stories. I thought I'll put in a few questions with all of you in terms of what we need to do and what we probably as a group of people need to look at. Thank you.